Good morning. Today is December 4th, 2010, and you're listening and watching to Oracle Radio. I'm happy this morning because I have a very special guest with me. Her name is Janet Connor. She's a very special guest. She's been busy the last few years, and we're going to be sharing with you her book. Now, Janet is very special. I have a picture of her, and I'm going to show it to you here. Those who are listening, remember this is only a 15-minute broadcast, but Janet is an author, a coach, and a spiritual teacher, or what you would like to call a geographer, right? She gets into spiritual geography. And she has a message in her book entitled Writing Down Your Soul. So Janet is our special guest today, and she's going to be sharing with us a little bit of message about her book. Her book is very powerful. I have read it, and I'm excited about it. So I want all of our guests to know that Janet is here, and I'd like to thank her for joining. Welcome, Janet, to the show.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
I've begun reading your book, and I want you to tell me a little bit about what is it all about. Although I've read it, I don't want to waste the whole message of the book by just spilling everything. But I like for you to kind of give a little bit of background of what inspired you to write the book and why it's so important for individuals to be in tune with the message of writing down your soul.
Well, the inspiration, that's a priceless term to use because it was an intervention, a divine intervention. I was going through the most god-awful divorce on the planet. The euphemism is high conflict. Well, in high conflict divorce, you've got break-ins and guns and road rage and just all kinds of terrifying things. And I handled this in a very mature way. I sat in my living room and I cried with the blinds shut so I wouldn't be the victim of a drive-by shooting. And I just couldn't move. I didn't do anything. I didn't pray. I didn't write. I just sat and I cried. And my companion during this was my Great Dane puppy, Harley. He never left my side. If I had to get up to go to the bathroom, Harley got up and went to the bathroom. So one day, I looked down at my ottoman. I'm sitting there crying in the chair, and the matching ottoman is empty. His head, which is always there looking up at me with those incredible Great Dane eyes, poof, no Harley. So I called him, Harley, where are you? Come, Harley, come. Well, I hear this noise at the end of this long, skinny hallway, and I brought it so you could see. I come to him down the hallway, lift his chin, because he's just a little puppy, so his little skinny neck is about this wide, and he's carrying something very, very, very heavy. And I lift his chin and say, what you got there, fellow? What you got? Look at this. This is the actual book. He had my untouched copy of The Artist's Way in his jaws. Those are his actual teeth marks, and there's the little part that he dug out. So as much as a wreck as I was, and I was a wreck, you know how you know? You know. Heaven is calling. Honey, we're tired of you sitting there crying. Pay attention. We're sending help. So I started to read the book. I only made it to page 15. Because on page 15, Julia Cameron, the author of The Artist's Way, says that when she's upset, when she can't find an answer, she goes to the page and accesses a source of wisdom within. Now, if I had an untouched copy of The Artist's Way, I had an untouched journal. So I ran in my office, I picked up a journal, not a pretty one like this, but just a regular old cheap plain, and I scrabbled across the top of the page as fast as I could, Dear God, comma. And with that comma began the most important conversation of my life. Now, I wasn't in a happy place, so I kept telling Dear God, comma, Because, dear God, I wasn't paying an ounce of attention. If dear God was paying an ounce of attention, this stuff wouldn't be happening. So I yelled, I vomited, I screamed, I bitched, I moaned, I complained. And at the end of the day, I had probably written 25 or 30 pages. Nothing happened. The sky didn't open. No profound messages. But I felt a little better. So the next day, I wrote at the top of a page, Dear God, comma. And I did it again and again and again. And probably about a week into this, I stopped complaining and I asked a question. Now I'm upset, so I'm writing very, very fast. And because I was writing very, very fast, my conscious mind really wasn't playing, and something else popped through. And my pen leapt back because I could see I didn't say that. That didn't come from me. This was something wise, gentle, loving. So it took me a while, but eventually I connected the dots that if you tell your story, ask a question, you'll get guidance. Tell your story, ask a question, you'll get guidance.
Yes, that's beautiful. Because, in the course of reading your book, I literally followed what you were saying, and I had an incident happen in my diet at the moment that I was reading that book, your book. And it was a very frustrating experience, and I wanted to be angry about it. But knowing that where I'm at in my journey, in my unfolding of my spiritual life path, I just took it with grace and ease. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to go. And instead of grabbing it, because I didn't have a journal, I grabbed my computer and I opened up Word. And I started typing my anger about what happened. And I was irritated, and I was like, and this and this and this. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to just share this with you. All of a sudden, something said, so what are you going to do next time? And I was like, what?
Who are you?
What am I going to do next time? And I was like, that was me, but not really. Exactly. And I was like, now I see what she means. And so I had already begun feeling that before, but I feel it in different perspectives. This time I was angry, and it came out as a dialogue. Whereas previous times when I had my angelical moment about 2 or 3 years ago, it was more an induction or an interjection into my consciousness, and it was more a download, not a dialogue. So this time I got to experience it from a dialogue, right? And we had a dialogue, and I wrote, and it's going to be in my book. And oh, by the way, I'm going to be in your plug-in in, I think it's February. I'm signing up. I'm already sold.
It's fun.
I'm sold on your book.
You've captured the essence of this. It is a conversation. It is a conversation that you can have anywhere, anytime, any place, but keep that door open. It's a relationship, so have the conversation on a regular basis. I write almost every day. But the key is that you show up real. This is who I am today. This is what I'm feeling today. So it could be a divine, glorious, beautiful, gentle conversation, and it could be, I'm upset, I need help, where are you? Help me. It doesn't matter, because this is a conversation with your divine mind. And divine mind, source, God, by whatever name you want to call it, loves you unconditionally, just the way you are.
Love
and I
it.
think one of the big mistakes we make is that we think in order to show up in prayer, show up in journaling, show up in whatever, you have to be in this sweet spot. You don't. You show up with who you are in this moment and what's happening right now. And you had said, it's me, but it's not me. It is so hard to get your hands around who am I having this conversation with. The best I can come up with is, it is that which is within you that is greater than you.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's you, but it's so much greater than you. So it's a paradox. And I've noticed that every time you rub your nose up against a paradox, that's spirit calling. somehow, I don't know why doesn't spirit come clean and easy and clear? No. Spirit always shows up in the delightful, delicious, frustrating form of paradox.
Yeah.
So it's a paradox.
So we don't have any questions coming in, but what I did want to do is give a few minutes time to play our ad for our Pepsi competition, because we are trying to get the most votes throughout this month in order to win $250,000. So I want to quickly run. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's for tuition-free education. Okay, right. That's what Oracles of Truth is up to, is making education accessible to everyone, regardless of their ability to pay. So that's what we're up to. And so I'm going to run this quick ad, and then we'll do a conclusion and get ready for our live show and get into some more nitty gritty of your book and what it's all about in the juicy process of writing down your soul.
You bet.
All right. So just hold tight just a second. It all started with an idea. Have you ever wondered what the world would look like if every person were to awaken to his or her greatest potential? The possibilities are endless. A new way of living can be experienced by everyone. Live transformed. It's easy. Connect, learn, share, contribute, transform, and experience. The key to your personal transformation is the IPTL program. In 6 easy steps, you will be able to recognize your true essence, surrender to the innate desire to be of selfless service, accept the challenge to truly know yourself, listen to your inner wisdom, transform yourself and be an exemplar for others, experience yourself as awakened and fully self-expressed. Through the IPTL program, children and adults will acquire the skills to be conscious-minded technical leaders in their communities. Be a producer, a designer, a writer, or a radio host. Learn how through our conscious-based vocational program. Give of your time and skills to make a difference for yourself and others. Consider the possibility that you are the missing link to our greatest success. Without you, our vision is incomplete. Cast your vote today for the IPTL program and refresh your potential. It all starts with you. Yes, and so we want to let all of our viewers know there are 2 ways to vote. You can visit our profile at the Pepsi Refresh website. It's www.refresheverything.com/IPTL. Or if you don't have the time to log in and set up a profile and vote, you can text 104-831 to Pepsi. And that code is 73774. Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank you, Janet, for joining me this morning for this pre-show video dialogue right before the show. So we're excited. Is there any last things you'd like to say?
I just can't wait to tell everybody how to get into the theta brainwave state, writing down your soul.
Absolutely. That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.